Jeffrey was a criminal, but he was not that sort of a violent, hardened criminal. And that is how this whole thing came out, because before that, nobody knew what Jeffrey Epstein was up to. And when he sexually abused a man's daughter, that man got after him, he complained. And I'm not saying Donald Trump is innocent. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that Donald Trump is a billionaire. He's got 7-8 billion US dollars. Jai friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the CHANAKYA Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. New York Judge Loretta Preska passed an order so that an effective ban on 300 odd pages, which are part of a testimony and documentation and proof on Jeffrey Epstein, could be removed. And these are shocking documents. Now, who is Jeffrey Epstein, or who was Jeffrey Epstein? He's no more. He committed suicide in prison. But who was he? It's shaken up the political landscape. Right now, this man was a sex offender. He was a child abuser. And he counted amongst his friends at least 2 former presidents of the United States. It was a huge power list of Hollywood celebrities, power brokers, former presidents, etc. And this was Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein had an island. I'll tell you all about this guy. We made detailed notes, and I'll tell you how he started his journey and how it is shaking up America's landscape today. So he was born and raised in New York City, and he was dismissed from school, and then he started working in banking and finance. I don't know how a guy who is dismissed from school can start working in banking and finance. Perhaps it's possible in America, not in India. And then he developed, through these banks, an elite social circle. This man was a high flyer. He had billionaires and millionaires in his pocket. A very charming personality. And everyone gravitated towards Jeffrey Epstein. And this is what Jeffrey Epstein took advantage of. And he and his associates sexually abused many women and children. You see, the case against him had to be dropped because he died. So the accused was dead. So what should the courts do? But then the testimonies came out. And so many other things came out. And they said, there is a huge list of names. I mean, this is just one part of the story. Jeffrey Epstein is just one part of the story. Now, he faced sex trafficking and sexual abuse charges. He pleaded guilty to soliciting prostitution from a minor in 2009. So he was caught soliciting prostitution from a minor. He died in 2019, ladies and gentlemen, and a lot of people say that it was not death by suicide, it was a murder. Jeffrey Epstein was murdered because it was important to a lot of powerful people that Jeffrey keep his mouth shut. Because if Jeffrey opened up, and he would have opened up, Jeffrey was a criminal, but he was not that sort of a violent, hardened criminal who could have taken interrogation. Not that they do that kind of interrogation in America, but he was not a kind of a person who would withstand a lot of pressure. And he could be extremely vicious. He was a criminal, the criminal of the worst kind. But people were afraid. What if Jeffrey opened his mouth? It's a possibility. That is what social media is discussing. It's a possibility that Jeffrey Epstein was killed by powerful people who did not want him to open his mouth. Now, he had a 72-acre island. Can you imagine? This guy had a 72-acre island in the US Virgin Islands in the Caribbean, off the coast of St. Thomas. And this man had villas. So he had multiple villas in that island, 72-acre island in the middle of the ocean. And he had multiple villas where he would host parties, and he would host all these, big people, big shots, former presidents, Hollywood stars. He would host them. And the depravity that followed, sexual abuse, and I don't know what all this guy did. Anyway, so his scandal surfaced in 2005 and police in Florida's Palm Beach began investigating after a parent reported that Jeffrey Epstein had sexually abused his 14-year-old daughter. And that is how this whole thing came out, because before that, nobody knew what Jeffrey Epstein was up to. And when he sexually abused a man's daughter, that man got after him, he complained to the cops, and the police took cognizance, and then this whole thing started unraveling. Who is he? who is Jeffrey Epstein? Let's find out. And then this is what they found out. They found out that 36 girls, including 14-year-old girls, had been abused by him. So, total of 36 girls, including 14-year-olds, had been abused by him. And names of Epstein's accusers: prominent business people and politicians, former US President Bill Clinton, late pop star Michael Jackson, Britain's Prince Andrew, magician David Copperfield, Donald Trump, Stephen Hawking, French modeling agent Jean-Louis Brunel, Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Blanchett, Cameron Diaz, Bruce Willis, Kevin Spacey. All these are Hollywood superstars, right? And the reason why this guy bought an island, ladies and gentlemen, was to hide his criminal activity. Because had he done it on the mainland United States, he would have gotten caught, because all these people, his friends, were high-profile people. Now, what happened was that when these things came out, a question was asked directly to Vivek Ramaswamy. And hats off to that man's presence of mind, because Donald Trump's name is also there in the list and so many other people. So he said, we need complete disclosure. This is what Vivek Ramaswamy said. He said, reveal the names of everybody, expressed frustration during a speech at Town Hall in Harrison County, called for release of a full list of names. This is what Vivek Ramaswamy says, demanded transparency in the truth, urging release of video footage. So apparently there is a video footage which needs to be released, which has all the proof, and it is with the Honorable Court. And so, you know, all these things have been happening, and more news in the United States. There is an allegation, Democrats are saying it against Donald Trump, that Trump's companies got millions from foreign governments, and during his presidency, Trump's hotels and other business accepted more than 7.8 million from foreign governments. They found that China was responsible for more than 5.5 million of those payments. I don't think, see, it's very easy to accuse a person. I'm not saying Donald Trump is innocent. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that Donald Trump is a billionaire. He's got 7-8 billion US dollars, right? He's worth that much, 7 to 8 billion US dollars. I don't think Trump would sell out for 7 million US dollars or something like that. Now, he's got his properties all around, right? There are Trump Towers in India also. So who does what deal? I don't think that the President of the United States would be directly sitting down in Trump Towers building office premises and saying that, okay, I'll sell you this apartment for this much and I'm going to sell you this flat for this much. No, I don't think that's possible there. So while there could have been discrepancies, you see, and I'm not saying that Trump is absolutely, innocent. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying that I think the Democrats are stretching it a little too much. A billionaire who's got 7 to 8 billion dollars in the bank, who is the current, at that point in time, he was the President of the United States of America. You know, if the President of the United States of America wants to be corrupt and is corrupt, I don't think he's going to go in for pocket change. I mean, if that is what they're accusing Donald Trump of, taking $5.5 million from the China. What is $5.5 million? Right? 45 crore rupees? 45 crore rupees, nothing. For a person like Donald Trump, it's pocket change. Why would he do that? Why would he endanger his presidency? But this is what the Democrats are saying. And so coming back to Vivek Ramaswamy, he has demanded transparency in the truth, urging the release of video footage in the case of, Jeffrey Epstein, ladies and gentlemen. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a very short video. I just thought Jeffrey Epstein was being discussed widely in the United States, and a few people did request for my views. I don't have any views particularly. He was a criminal. He died in jail. I think it should be investigated whether it was really a suicide or not, or somebody killed him. You know, it can be made to look like a suicide. So this should be investigated, and I agree with Vivek Ramaswamy in that he said there should be absolute and complete disclosure. There should be absolute and complete disclosure. Now, coming to the question and answers, ladies and gentlemen, we have Shane Melville de Cruz. Don't you think education related to value, ethics and nationalism should be embedded in little children? And don't you think there should be a strict scrutiny on religious teachings being taught to students by the government? Sure, but I don't think the government is teaching religious teachings. I don't think they teach religion in government schools. In Pakistan, maybe. Certainly not in India. Vivek Daga. With the astronomical amount of money that Pakistan has borrowed from the world and the utmost surety that it won't be able to return it back even after the next 10-15 years, do you think Pakistan will hit India with a nuclear attack in a desperate, frustrated bid to go down swinging to appear valiant while it self-destructs? No. I think you're giving too much credit to the Pakistanis. Their army and their government, bunch of cowards. They need America's permission to go to the washroom. Nuclear strike, heaven forbid. No. Uday Hegdekar says, how does India deal with the Maldives issue now, especially to retain their friendship and to prevent Chinese influence there? We're dealing with it. We're working with the Maldives and we're certainly engaging with them. It's not like if the Chinese candidate has come, it's all over for the Indians. No. It's not like that. We'll wait and watch. People said, oh, India has invested $3 billion in Afghanistan. Now the Taliban have come. Pakistan will rule the roost and this and that. And, there were all sorts of points of view in the media, and rightly so. But few years down the line, Taliban is requesting India to come and invest in Afghanistan, to start work in Afghanistan, right? And Pakistan stands isolated. So you never know what tomorrow holds, and plus we are at it. We're engaging with the Maldives government. Ayush Shukla. Sir, I have a question that what is the future for Vivek Ramaswamy, and if Republicans win, how would this impact relationship of USA with Bharat? And also one thing, the last time a US president stood against war, CIA, FBI, he was shot dead. So what's going to happen with Mr. Vivek? I don't know what's going to happen with Vivek. If he does not become the president, I hope he becomes the vice president because he stood up for Trump. And I'm told that Trump likes him. And Trump will need a vice president. I hope Vivek Ramaswamy becomes the president, but one never knows. And about the rest of your question regarding this, how would this impact the relationship with USA and Bharat? See, Vivek Ramaswamy has Indian roots. He's a proud Hindu, but at the same time, he's born in America. He's an American citizen. So, I think the relationship is going to be okay. It's okay now also. With a few ups and downs, it's okay because the relationship between India and America is beyond individuals now. There is so much at stake that nobody's going to change the absolute policy tomorrow saying that, okay, this doesn't fly. No, it's not like that. So it's on a very, very solid and even keel right now. And I think it's only going to grow. If Vivek comes, it's going to grow from strength to strength. That's what I feel. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.